Good evening, folks. This is Deb and Dave, and tonight we're going to be talking about organizing and outreach to build the Blue Tsunami in November and beyond, by the way.
So it's a little bit of outreach and also a little bit of current events sprinkled in, and how to change things uh, locally and that kind of thing. All right. So and with a little bit of JD Vance sprinkled in and all that crap. All right. So, but first, there we go. I know everybody is familiar with the Joy campaign and what Kamala and Tim Walz are doing now. But I want to recap it for a minute because you know we kind of went through this freaking whirlwind of campaigning, and I just want to recap what happened. Uh, Joe Biden has been one hell of a president. However, the campaigning got dark and got like doom and gloom. So when Biden left, Kamala Harris came in and she energized the ticket. And then when she picked Tim Walz, who is an organizer, a teacher, he knows how to motivate. He was military and a leader for many years. She brought him in, and he also has this charisma that, again, just supercharged the ticket. So this article was July 25th, so it was a couple months ago. Okay, Kamala Harris is making politics fun again, and
Not even a month ago. Not even a
right,
month ago.
right. So here's here's the thing. I even saw this, and I didn't use it as a source because I think, of course, you have conspiracy theorists already trying to take the piss out of the Waltz Harris campaign. Oh, you know, freaking the Nazis used joy.
Yeah, here we
Stop
go.
it.
Yeah.
Here we go. We're not going there. The Nazis were talking about the extermination of millions of people. The Nazis were talking about sowing division. The Nazis talked about the economy, but they slowly but surely deteriorated that country. And not for nothing,
They
we have
sound
a
more like
par
the Republicans than they do the Democrats.
right. We have a parallel here. So this is fascism expert Jason Stanley on how joy can win. We need to counter the atmosphere of fear. You talk to people. You talk to people. Maybe you make them laugh or you make them feel good for a second. You make them feel like, they're going to be able to breathe very soon. You outreach. You do the phone banking. You do all that stuff, which it's in there. But you also do it with an uplifting, the hope and change thing.
Yep,
Okay. And by the way, Obama was hope and change to the Republicans. He was.
he was. That was the George Bush effect. Now we've got something far worse than that.
Right. Democrats who urged Biden to exit the race say Harris is exceeding expectations. I think there's a couple of things with this. Just again, the Joy campaign, the fact that she just demolished Trump in that debate, and just the way that they are going out and the way they are stumping is just different. The big tent strategy, she does have a big tent. She does want to include everybody. That includes Palestinians. Now, there was an issue with someone not being allowed on stage. There was violence outside of the DNC involving protesters for Palestinian issues. So a security decision was made. So you want to continue to talk about the Georgia rep that was not allowed on stage? I think she's gotten over it. You guys should probably get over it too. And we're not gonna we're not gonna make this show about Israel Hamas, but Harris has promised to have a more balanced stance that Biden did when it came to, when it comes to Palestinian rights. So more joy. Now this you have to remember, and this was a little interview between Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. This is a master class on how you get to know one another. They didn't know each other a few months ago. Not like this. So Kamala had Eric Holder vet candidates for the vice presidency. Picked Mr. Walz. And this is a master class on how to canvas, how to get to know people, how to outreach, all of that, including state fairs. I just put a list of best state fairs in here. And they did Tim Walz, he loves his state fairs.
Why not? That's where you meet people.
Exactly. You meet people, you outreach. And one thing about Tim Walz is that he's a different kind of politician. He's not a lawyer, he's a teacher. He's a teacher and an ex National Guardsman. I believe it was National Guards.
It was.
Now, for 1 second, I'm going to talk about this. There's also a push to go more rural. If you remember back in 2016, it was all about Democrats are just the elites. The elites, the elites, the elites, the elites, the elites. Jamie Harrison created the Dirt Road PAC to help fund underfunded candidates in super rural areas so that they can meet their constituents. Okay, I thought a survey of 10,000 rural voters was taken. Here's what they learned. Gee, rural voters, they want someone who is genuinely rural, who is genuine, who doesn't, they don't go to like the local place and eat a hot dog, when they've never eaten a hot dog before. They want someone who's genuine, and who's real, and who they can talk to and relate to. Guess who that is? With Tim Walz, them see a path to winning back rural districts. And what does that mean? It means rural House districts. It means state assembly seats. It means school boards.
Yep.
We can start taking this back. It's not going to happen in one election, by the way, everybody. It's not. It's not. More about the Dirt Road Democrats. I wanted to put this in here too. I thought this was a cool thing. This is just a councilman talking about a local place that he likes to go to. This is the kind of thing that I'm talking about. Maybe somebody meets him there, talks to him, hangs out, talks issues. Hold on. Um, so let's see. This is dim stock. This started as a simple backyard barbecue in Western Pennsylvania. It's an annual event that brings together isolated, passionate voters for enjoyable experiences, et cetera, et cetera. It's a political meet and greet and discussion thing where you have some pig too. Okay. And not for nothing, they have something to talk about now because David McCormick is now embroiled in a scandal involving when he used to head a company and he was covering up sexual abuse. Okay. So we're getting to the stage where I'm going to talk about the whole Haitian thing, but I'm going to do it in a different way. All right. JD Vance said what he said. This is before JD Vance even said it. DNC chair slams a vice presidential nominee JD Vance out of touch, extreme agenda. And he does have an extreme agenda. Talking about, unless you're a parent, you're of no use, that kind of crap. If you are interested, if you are interested in this whole thing, this is Tim Miller of the Bulwark. He worked on staff on several different Republicans' staffs. He is in a Never Trump campaign, but there are reasons, and he eviscerates JD for the things that JD says, and also for the fact that JD told Dana Bash in an interview that he made up stories about Haitians eating cats and dogs to get attention. I got it. I so this is Tim Miller. Those things are having its effects. Okay. Haitians in Ohio find solidarity at church after chaotic week of false pet eating claims.
It's just disgusting.
So
It really is.
now people have a right to, I know I'm agnostic. I know how Deb feels about religion, but people have a right to congregate. Okay. And nobody's been given a hard time, but this is another example of people congregating when when they're having a hard time. Dave, it couldn't be that bad. Springfield, Ohio elementary schools evacuated, colleges go remote as threats spiral. It got so bad that Mike DeWine had to condemn what JD Vance said. Okay, Mike DeWine. He's the governor, but he's a Republican, by the way. I just wanted okay. Okay, there we go. So this is an organization. I was just looking for everything. This is an organization called The Bridge. This is solely for Haitians to call up and to express, their concerns and all of that. By the way, this whole thing about foreign people eating your pets, it's not new. So help us respond to emergencies at the border. Let's see here. Is it gonna let me do it? It's not gonna let me do it, so I'm just gonna move on. Um, Next, I wanted just very briefly to talk about unions. Okay, that's another way to organize. Okay, 62% Yeah, this is the percentage of workers who want more voice on different issues. 62% on benefits. I I here's some of the things because I don't believe the figures here, but it benefits effects of new technologies, people losing their jobs because new machines come out, safety and ability to resolve problems. All right. But unions are a force. 10% of workers know how to form a union. That needs to increase. Why do I bring that up? Remember our president? President Joe Biden signs pro-labor union standards executive order in Michigan. Just saying. They're trying.
He
They're
is.
trying. They're trying. Now, I have a list or I have kind of a list of organizations that you can go to, air grievances, that kind of thing, or get politically involved. The Working Families Party, the Democratic Party, they have a lot of stuff about, networking and how to do different things. Um, I'll just go through a little bit of it. This is there you go. Musicians for Kamala, a national live stream musical thing. She's big in hip hop, by the way, so all you hip hop fans. But phone banking, postcards, the whole deal. Uh, Organizing. This is just an organizing app. Um, and uh, different human rights organizations. Now, this is just kind of a laundry list from uh, from Wikipedia. I took a couple organizations for women. It's one that Deb gave me. Um, the Human Rights Campaign, more LGBTQ, because not for nothing, everybody's important and everybody needs to be able to air their grievances and talk to people and share their voice. Some people just want to be left alone, and that's fine. Please, guys, if you're an introvert, still vote. We will have information on early voting very, very soon. It's coming. It's coming already.
Yeah, it is.
So next week I'm gonna let everybody know about them.
Uh,
Um,
the thing about all these all these groups is they are also a resource for people who just have questions. I've used the Human Rights Campaign many times, so they are accessible that way. And people should take a look around. They're not the only group. They are the biggest LGBTQ rights group in America, but there are others.
right. And by the way, Planned Parenthood.
Yep,
Planned Parenthood is another one.
National Organization for Women, all of
Right.
them.
Right. And never know. Hey, Emily's list.
Yep.
Who's the best candidate in my area that represents women the best? Every town. David Hogg's group. Uh, so
Lead as We Deserve, I believe, is David Hogg's group. He's fielding Gen Z candidates across the country.
okay.
So
And by the way, we did a short piece on social media and people using social media wrong. Social media is a tool, and you can use it that way. Uh,
can we
but
kill screen sharing now?
oh yeah,
There we go.
sorry,
All right.
but that's it.
That's it.
That's it. And listen, if you have a state fair and you have political candidates, hey, you know, let's go.
The thing is, they're returning to the whole rural thing. The Democratic Party is, and they need to do that, and they've acknowledged that as a weakness. This is by no means done in one cycle. So we need to make this better too. We'll be having midterms 2 years after this election is over, one way or another. If Trump is in, we may not have midterms. This is what I'm saying. The choice here can't be any more stark. I mean, those people who are still riding the fence.
I don't know. I
Sorry,
don't get it.
this is just clear. I don't know what kind of information you need, other than one guy's a freaking Nazi sympathizer who wants to install, authoritarian rule here, and the other candidate believes in the Constitution and wants to be the president for everybody. So to me, it's a pretty clear choice. This isn't about issues. This is
By
about
the way,
democracy.
before you say, "Oh, give me proof that he wants to be a Nazi," he awarded something to a Nazi
We don't have to
recently.
we don't have to prove anything. He has
We don't.
over and over and over and over.
Over again.
I'm done. I'm not opening
Right.
my mouth one more fucking time. I don't, he's right in your face, right on camera, 99.9% of the time, doing something illegal, doing something wrong, talking about being deporting 11 million people, because he's a racist and a bigot, stoking violence in Ohio over Haitian immigrants doing something that they're not doing. We don't need to show you jack shit, okay?
No, we don't. Oh, and by the way, before we go, all of you calling for JD Vance to step down, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
And what are they going to replace him with? Bozo the fucking clown? It doesn't get any better. They're all dogs in the Republican Party. All right. They all need to be voted out of office. All of them. Every single one of them. No survivors, folks. Nope.
Right.
Not with this party. Someday maybe, but not this one.
Oh, and don't thumb your nose at Gen Z, because there is a reality here. Joe Biden is 81. And we need to look for somebody to step up to take the mantle of Bernie Sanders as well. Okay.
I will.
So I know. I mean, I know AOC has taken a lot of that, but there needs to be, people need to be put in place. And Gen Z, where they're not like the end all be all. Listen, we need to inject some more youth into it. Some more, and I'm talking about guys like Jared Moskowitz. I'm talking about Max Frost. I'm talking about Jasmine Crockett. I'm talking about those people.
I hate to tell you this, folks, but the future is theirs. So this is theirs.
Yep.
All right, gang. We shall see you next week.